Okay, so I wanted to walk you through weekly exercise 3. So I'm scrolling down to it, and here we are. Okay, so I've given you 2 articles to read. If you click here, you'll get an article about the concept of evolution, taxonomy. And then this follow-up one has a really interesting evolutionary addendum. It's only a little one-pagey thing that I wanted you to see. When you click on them, I'm not sure which way it's going to appear here. It's kind of a mystery. What's going to happen? Ah, that one's the download version. I'm going to click on the preview just for fun. So now I don't know if that was my preview or my download, but okay. So what I did here was I actually scanned it and had it converted just to regular text. And it's from Discover Magazine, and it's about species, and you're going to be thinking to yourself as you're reading this, why are you making me read this? But what I want you to do is, as you read this article, keep thinking about the terms essentialism and operationism, and keep those definitions of those 2 concepts with you. Because as you read this article, those concepts are really super important in that article. Okay, so now I see I'm back at the preview section and it's all divided up. Weird. Okay. The other article, I just added it because I just found it in another issue of Discover Magazine. This one I went ahead and just scanned it and kept it in its Discover Magazine appearance. So it looks like a regular article for you. And it's a little follow-up on finches. And it is related to what you're reading in the... and again, it's not about species. It's not about finches. What I wanted you to read about, and look at these poor little finches got, let's call it quote-unquote collected, okay? But this one this kind of extends a little bit of some of the stuff that you've been reading in the unclassified article. So read those 2 articles and try and keep in your mind, I'm not reading about species and finches. I'm reading these things about species and finches so that I can understand the concepts of essentialism and operationism. So now when I say the article here, I'm referring to the first one, the one called Unclassified. And because that author clearly uses essentialism in his arguments. He really uses it hard. And then he really starts off with that. And then he starts to introduce some operational definitions. Some operationism starts to enter his article. So what I want you to do is look for the essentialism and give me examples of it in his article. And then look for examples of operationism and provide some examples of that. Then I want you to think about the scientific value of what he's claiming. I don't want you to talk about whether the essential arguments are better versus the operational arguments. I don't want to hear that. What I want you to talk about is scientifically. If you're going to think scientifically, remember what we just got done talking about in Chapter 3 about how we move science forward. That's what I'm talking about, is how do we try and understand his point in terms of how are we going to move science forward. Okay, here's the rubric that is going to be used to grade your report, so make sure you hit those points, hit those concepts that I've asked you about, and you'll be able to earn all the points. Now just to remind you, it's not about species, it's about essentialism and operationism. So you're reading an article about species. He does a beautiful job of using these philosophical concepts. He never uses the terms essentialism or operationism. You're looking for the spirit of it as you're reading this article. Okay, so hopefully that's clear and makes good sense, and hopefully you'll enjoy this little follow-up with the article on the finches, because I thought that was pretty interesting, little species stuck in neutral concept. So the species stuck in neutral is an additional article just for interest's sake that I think will help to expand a little bit on what you read in what is the required article, which is Unclassified by Richard Conniff. All right, hopefully you'll have fun doing this assignment.